What's up, everybody? It's Henry with Conley Coaster Designs coming at you with another Dorney 2024 video. Unfortunately, today's video will not be a construction update. There's not really much to report on at the park. And we'll get to some of the things we saw and some of the new information we have in a minute here. But what I wanted to do with this video is kind of make a speculative video. Maybe discuss where we see the park going after 2024. There are a couple videos out there on YouTube from content creators, and I'm not bashing them. I just happen to not agree with their stance that this will be the last major coaster and the last major update that Dorney gets for a long time. So, what I wanted to do is go from an enthusiast standpoint and a Dorney Park lover's standpoint on what could happen in a prospective 5-year plan to keep the momentum from this 2024 coaster going. So what I did is I laid out a 5-year plan to see what Dorney could do. This is a wish list. It's a shopping list for me. This is not based on any factual information. There is no evidence, no rumors, no nothing to support anything I'm saying. This is just things that I think the park could do to really keep the momentum going. Now, back to Project 2024. Of course, that's why we're here. That's why I'm making these videos. And at the construction site, there's not much to talk about, as I said. What I believe are the excavations for footers, they are still filled in. The wood that I reported on last week, that has been moved, and that has now been moved back into the haunt building. So, based upon what we were kind of thinking about last week, and some new information that came out from Ryan at Dorney Park PR, that building is being revamped, and that's going to become a whole new haunt. So this wood is for that. It is not for the construction of Project 2024. But we do have some other information. We know where the staging area for the parts is going to be. For those of you that aren't enthusiasts or have never tracked like the build of a roller coaster before, a staging area is where the parts for the roller coaster come in and get set down off of the trucks and wait to be installed at the construction site. Parts don't just come in off the truck and go right into installation. They generally get staged. There is some work that has to be done on them prior to them being able to be lifted into place and installed in place. And usually, with a roller coaster, you end up seeing this being in the parking lot somewhere. Usually it's a part of the parking lot the park's not using. This coaster, it's not going to be the case. If you're walking towards Steel Force, before you get to Steel Force and before you get to the former Dinosaurs Alive area, you pass the old Necropolis Haunt. That fenced-in area will be where these parts are stored. So if you're at the park, and I'm, again, speculating, we're probably going to see this start to arrive middle of this month to early next month. We will probably see parts, tracks, support, things like that arriving. Look towards that area. Venture down towards the bathrooms. The fence is not covered, and you can see clearly into that space. If you go up into the queue line for Steel Force, you can see down and into that place. You might catch a glimpse of what the track is. You might catch a glimpse of what the color is. If you see a crane in there, there's a good chance that you are going to see supports getting unloaded, track being unloaded. So it's really cool to know this. Also, some details that we got from Ryan at Dorney Park PR in the ACE event was that they have a name, but they don't have everything hammered down for that. They have theming. They don't have everything hammered down for that either. And the coolest thing is that the park as a whole sounds like it's going to be getting a facelift. Now, whether this is a facelift for 2024 or beyond, I don't know. The details are a little, not there. But it sounds like Hydra could potentially get a repaint, maybe a name change. Sounds like Talon could possibly get a repaint. Sounds like some of the other attractions could get a repaint, and it sounds like they're going to open the area along the creek a little more and make it a little more naturalistic to really take in the beautiful sights that is Dorney Park. So, that's what we got for Project 2024 right now, so let's dive into the speculation video. And so with this, what I wanted to do is approach this from a 5-year plan. What could they do each year for 5 years, culminating in something big at the end of 5 years? Theoretically, they will have saved the money over those 4 years to pay for a big attraction. So we're going to start right off with 2025. 1 year after the brand new roller coaster opens, what could Dorney Park do to keep the momentum going? Personally, for me, by the time 2025 rolls around, the park's Huss Enterprise is going to be 41 years old. So what do we do? What do we do with that beautiful Huss Enterprise, which is a great ride? It's very reliable. It breaks down every now and then, but it generally comes right back up pretty darn quick. This ride was built when West Germany was still a thing, and it's been thrilling people at this park for many years. And when you look at replacing something like this, especially when it's 41 years old at this point, you want to maybe think about replacing it with a modern, thrilling ride. Now, your constraints are your footprint. Your constraints are the paths around you. So what could you do to replace this ride? Well, this is going to be a brand that you're going to hear me mention a lot in this video, and that's going to be Zamperla. Zamperla happens to make a ride that is fairly similar to the Enterprise, but brought into the 21st century. Open cars, modern over-the-shoulder restraints, and it's going to be a very different feel for the park. And what I think that we could see here is what you're seeing on screen right now, which would be a Zamperla Endeavor. It wouldn't be an expensive ad for the park. Zamperla Endeavors are going used for right around $500,000 right now, so you know, if you factor in getting rid of the old one, stuff like that, let's just call it $1 million investment, right? The park will make that back. 2022, they had $32 million in gross profit. So the park will make that money back, and it will add a very new, thrilling, modern 21st century ride that feels like the current Enterprise. And as you see on screen, you are open. You are exposed to it. You're not in the cars like the current Enterprise. You're not sliding around in them like you do now. You're strapped in, and you're truly enjoying it, and we can have a beautiful light package on it. So, we move into 2026. What could the park add in 2026, and what could they remove in 2026? So what I think we are now going to have to talk about will be the 22-year-old Revolution, a ride that is broken down fairly often, a ride that does break down for extended periods of time. It's still a thrilling ride. I don't think we should lose that style of ride, a pendulum ride, because it is a really good ride for moderate to extreme thrill seekers. Young and old, as long as you're the height requirement, you're going to enjoy this thing, and you're going to enjoy the speed. It only maxes out at a height of about 65 feet. So I think what would be a great replacement for this would be a Zamperla Giant Discovery, which is in the middle of their lineup. You have the Discovery, the Giant Discovery, and the Giga Discovery. Of course, the Giga Discovery would be way too big for this park. I don't see it being the type of park that would attract the clientele that needs to be on the Giant Discovery or the Giga Discovery. But the Giant Discovery would be perfect for this park. It's about 147 feet tall, and you're going to see it right here on screen. And it would max out with speeds around 68-ish miles per hour, which would really appeal to the crowd that goes to Dorney. You're also going to seat more people on this ride. I believe it has 2 or 3 times the capacity of the current Revolution. It's a very reliable ride. All of the Giant Discoveries and Giga Discoveries and Discoveries have been installed all over the world, theme parks across the United States. They are line killers. And you'll hear me mention line killers in a minute here, because Dorney Park is going to need line killers as their crowd gets crazier. So, 2028, or 2027, I apologize, what could be done? What could we see? I think we are going to need to see a new themed area and some new attractions and a new restaurant or two open up. And no better place than a plot of unused land, except for what's being built for Project 2024 in the Necropolis area of the park. You could open up some rides that are not existing anywhere in the area. It would be a massive boost to Dorney Park's attendance. It would draw crowds, and it would cut down on the lines, because with what I suspect is going to be happening at this park will need line killers. You can do that with these rides and with some new restaurants. And you would have a new themed area for people to spend some time in and explore. And you would also get some really thrilling rides that would be great for guests of all ages. Now, Another thing to think about in 2027, that will be Steel Force's 30th operating year. And Steel Force, as we know, is one of the few Morgan Hypers still in existence. And it's a great example of a Morgan Hyper with classic track design, classic track layout, and forces that you don't typically feel on a new roller coaster. So how could we honor Steel Force for its 30th year in the park? Well, we could talk about adding some new trains to it. Steel Dragon 2000 in Japan, that is another Morgan hypercoaster. And what is cool about that was when the trains got too old and got too rough, Bollinger and Mabillard, the same people who built Hydra, the same people that built Talon, and the same people that are building Project 2024, they built new trains for this ride. It smoothed out the train. It brought the track wheels, the guide wheels, and upstop wheels all closer to the track, and it made them have more contact, and we didn't have the gaps that we currently have on the Morgan trains that are on Steel Force. Give Steel Force a nice facelift, new paint job, maybe fix some of the theming elements, some of the burnt out lights that we see. We've already seen air gates get added to the station, so let's honor Steel Force's 30th season in the park with something it deserves. Now, we go to 28. Now, 2028, I have, up until this point, left Wild Water Kingdom out of this entirely. And it's not fair, because Wild Water Kingdom is a big revenue generator for this park. There are people that visit Dorney that buy season passes just so they can go to the water park. So how do we make the water park something more enjoyable for them, and then also maybe more enjoyable for enthusiasts? I can think of nothing better than adding a Pro Slide water coaster of some variant into the water park. Whether you demolish one of the wave pools and place this in its place, or cause this to snake in and out and around the water park, it doesn't matter. With this ride, what you are getting is a thrilling water coaster, something that is not like anything else we have in the park currently. It is something that may appeal to younger enthusiasts, older enthusiasts, people that don't, like me, that don't typically ride water slides. I am a lazy river person. I am a Congo Rapids person. I don't do water slides, but this is a water slide that I would absolutely think about doing. It would be a great add-on for Dorney Park. It would really just help with Wild Water Kingdom, and when we talk about line killers, this would be a line killer inside Wild Water Kingdom. As we know, on a busy summer day, Wild Water Kingdom does get packed, and the lines build down the entire staircase of some of the slides. This would help alleviate that and make things a little better. So now, we get to 2029. The big final thing. The thing we've been waiting for here. So this park has one wooden roller coaster, and arguably it's a great wooden roller coaster. It's the longest continuously operating Philadelphia toboggan coaster in the world. It just got brand new trains not too long ago, built by Philadelphia Toboggan Coasters, and the people at Philadelphia Toboggan and Tom Rebbe, they did a great job with them, and I love them. It's added a whole new experience to Thunderhawk. But other than Thunderhawk, this park has steel coasters. And the steel coasters that are in this park, they are targeted to thrill seekers. So this park needs something new, something different. And what I think we could do is add a wooden roller coaster to the Dinosaurs Alive section of the park. That area of the park is a very large area. I think when I did the map, it was 206,000 square feet, if I remember correctly. And pretty much any GCI coaster could be fit into that. But a GCI terrain coaster, one that doesn't go up too high but sticks to low to the ground, banks and airtime hills, would definitely be something that would be worthwhile. You would have people that visit the park that do not ride steel coasters, so they are relegated to riding Thunderhawk. This gives them another option. This gives younger kids who are just getting into roller coasters a chance to ride a smoother, modern wooden roller coaster and, ride Thunderhawk in between. Thunderhawk's not for everybody. It is a rough ride, and it does leave you kind of holding your back when you get off of it. This would be something for everyone. And remember, it's a GCI wood coaster. GCI coasters in general are not expensive. $10 to $15 million investments on the high end. So this would be a nice, cheap addition for the park, and it would provide so much to the park. Also, with how the zoning commission in South Whitehall Township works, this more than likely wouldn't have all that many issues or hurdles to jump through to make this get approved. Something else I think should happen in 2029 is they should really think about considering repaving the parking lot, moving the entrance to the parking lot down more towards the road that you use to get on into the park, and also rerouting how traffic enters and exits. A repave, rerouting the traffic flow, everything would just do wonders for Dorney Park, especially if the exit wasn't at the non-lighted exit that it currently is. If they could reroute it so that you get back onto the same road that you come into the park through, then you could exit at that traffic light. It would cut down on potential accidents and make the park so much more accessible. With that, that's what I got for you guys here. Again, it's Henry with Conley Coaster Designs. If you liked this video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't, like, comment, and subscribe. You'll probably like some of the construction stuff that's coming. If you disagree with my list, let me know what you think. What could they do over the next from 2025 to 2029 that you would like to see, or what do you think they're going to do? If you agree with this video, hey, leave me some comments down in the bottom. Let me know what you think might be a little different than what I was thinking. And until next week, when we post our construction update, hopefully, all things, holding fingers, I'll see you.